Hey, what's up folks, how's it going? This is Waj. Hope you guys are all doing well. So for the past 6 months, I've been doing a lot of testing with mechanical gaming keyboards, and out of a dozen or so that I've tested, I want to talk about my favorite ones that I've come across thus far. We're going to talk about 4 specific keyboards. Firstly, I want to talk about the best keyboard that Logitech has to offer, and that definitely has to be the G512 or 13. Basically, the G512 doesn't come with a wrist pad, but the really interesting thing about Logitech is they've developed their own Roamer G mechanical switches, and fairly recently they've completed the whole mechanical switch lineup with the GX Blue offering, which is a very clicky switch reminiscent of a Cherry MX Blue. This is actually my favorite style of switch personally. I like the tactical direct feel that you get from a Blue style switch. Feels super responsive and immediate in terms of its actuation points, and like most popular gaming keyboards these days, the design is quite minimalistic. The build quality is mostly metal construction, which is pretty much shared across all of the keyboards that we've selected thus far. Price-wise, not too bad at $130, fairly good value for Logitech perspective, and you have RGB LightSync compatibility, USB pass-through if you want to hook up a mouse or any other USB device directly into the keyboard. It's pretty impressive in terms of durability numbers. Logitech has actually tested these keyboards up to 70 million keystrokes, which surpasses a lot of its competitors, including Cherry MX. Obviously, I haven't gone that far, but I've used this thing for over 7 months now, and it's held up great, and definitely a huge favorite of mine. Now, if you're looking for something with even better build quality, fit and finish, and ergonomics, I'm a huge fan of the Corsair K70 Mark II and the Strafe Mark II. Now, the switches that we have on the K70 Mark II are the MX Blue switches, which in my opinion are the best mechanical switches on the planet. And on the Strafe Mark II, we're using the relatively new Cherry MX Silent, which is a red linear style switch, and we'll throw up just the specification differences between a Cherry MX Silent Red versus an MX Blue switch, just so you have some sort of idea. Now, obviously, the biggest objective of these new silent switches is to reduce the operation noise while still giving you that mechanical feel. Let's actually take a look at the operation noise levels themselves to see how it compares against a standard Cherry MX Red switch and a Cherry MX Blue switch. Now, the layout of the K70 and the Strafe are pretty much identical in terms of most features. The only real difference is that you do have more key selection options. With the K70 Mark II, you can get all the standard Cherry MX switches that are really popular and the new silent variety of switches. So you definitely have more variety in terms of key switch options. But both of these keyboards are on sale right now. You can get the Strafe Mark II for just under $100 and the K70 Mark II for just under $120. So definitely check them out if you're looking to finally upgrade your old keyboard to an awesome mechanical one. Now, lastly, we're going to talk about probably the most affordable option on the list, which is the Coolermaster CK550. Here we have a red style mechanical switches rated up to 50 million keystrokes. You have full RGB lighting integration, a metal chassis like everything else we've talked about, and probably my favorite feature is on the fly controls, allowing you to swap or change your RGB lighting settings and your macro settings in real time using the keyboard itself. So you can actually change pretty much every aspect of the keyboard's lighting situation or your macro settings or whatever profile you have set to the keyboard on the keyboard itself. You don't have to mess with the software utility if you don't have to, which is awesome if you're going to be using this thing on multiple different machines where you might not have the drivers installed. So definitely a very handy little tool from Coolermaster. And in terms of all points, design, durability, the RGB lighting quality is just as good as every other keyboard that we've named on this list. And again, for around that $75 mark, you really can get much better than the CK550 based on what we experienced thus far. But besides that, guys, that's really it. If you have any specific questions, let me know. I would love to hear what you guys think is the best mechanical keyboard right now available, and what you're using right now would be kind of cool to hear as well. But if you like this video, give us a thumbs up. Make sure you have notifications turned on so that way you can watch our videos once they become available to you. Other than that, I want to thank you so much for watching, for your support, and we'll see you later. Take care.